So by now you know leveling descendants is part of this game, and you'll probably be leveling a single descendant multiple times as you get to end game to min-max that character. And in this video, I'll be showing you the 5 best spots in the First Descendants to get XP for your character. So level them fast and level them efficiently. So let's dive into it. So the first spot you guys probably have seen all over the internet. This is Kingston. I actually made a video about this one. This is called Defend Albion Resource. It's one of the first ones you get to unlock early on. So a lot of people like doing this one. This is in Kingston and you'll see it right here. Now, the great thing about this, you can get amorphous materials. You can also get the shape stabilizer form 1 and you can get gold. But what's really good about it, honestly, is XP. Yes, XP is amazing in this mode. Now in Kingston, there are 3 spawn locations. The one was at the top of that hill. You guys just saw the ones right there. And then you have the one in the back corner right here. So these are the 3 main spawn locations. Ideally, if you have one guy on one side, one guy another, one in the corner, you can have one in the middle, you'll be perfectly fine, because every now and then you will get some spawns right here in front of me. But besides that, that's rare occasions. But again, you just have to watch the areas when they drop in, because this is how you can effectively farm XP fast, because you're gonna be killing a lot of enemies. The trick behind all of these is kill lots of enemies, get XP, right? The more enemies you kill, the more XP you get. Remember, you also get XP from your teammates when they get killed. So it's just a ton of XP you're gonna get because you guys are clearing these mobs fast and just destroying them. Now this one does get a lot of love because it is so early on and it's very easy to do. You can literally spawn trap the enemies if you have a good team. Now our second location is going to be in Sterile Land, and this one is going to be block hyper mining. Now to see this one, you're gonna have to get Sterile Land. You'll see in a second, I'll show you on the map. But then you also have to do a few of the missions. So look, click on Sterile Land, and it's going to be right here in the classified area. Once you finish the missions in this area, this will unlock for you so that way you can do it. The monster levels here are 19, but because there are so many monsters, you do get a ton of XP, so it is very fast. Now, the way this objective works is there's gonna be 3 objectives. Usually it starts off with A, then it goes then maybe AB, then ABC, and you can see these mining, drilling machines in the middle of the map, and that's where all of the objectives take place. As you guys can see, we have one and it's just going to be A. And this one is just destroy all the enemies and then you'll go to the next wave. Now, I'll tell you one thing that's been happening to me on these. I think I've been getting to like wave 5 and then all of a sudden it'll say 1% left and we can't find the last enemy. So hopefully, I know they have an update coming out, I think this week. So hopefully that's something that they address. But I know it doesn't happen all the time, but we'll be 1% and we can't find the last enemy and then we'll just have to leave, which kind of sucks, especially if you're trying to grind this one. But this one, again, is really good XP because there are a lot of enemies, very easy to do, and usually a lot of people are playing this one. This is probably one of my favorite areas, but I stopped doing it as much because of the glitch that was happening where I couldn't progress because one enemy couldn't be found and it was always on 1%. But I definitely like this one because it makes it a lot more fun than just sitting in one area and then just spawn trapping the enemies. At least you have to go from one objective to another to another. So it's a little bit more fun, at least in my opinion. This next one might be the fastest, and I may be biased, but it's in Echo Swamp. It's Defend Albion Resource. So kind of the same objective as in Kingston, but you need to make it to this one right here. Again, the good thing about doing this is you get some pretty cool amorphous materials that you can evolve, obviously, and unlock other materials that you may need or descendant materials that you may need. Now, the main reason I like this one is because it's a very small area to all the spawn locations. So you can actually get on the hills and see all of the area. You have a spawn location on the far left. You'll have 2 on the north side, one right here, and then one to my right. And then you'll have one right in the corner on the far side, which we're showing you right here. So very easy to see all of the spawn locations, and it's easy just to defend that resource. But that's why I like it. I usually get on this hill over here, depending on what descendant I'm playing. And then I can just oversee my left side, the middle, the right, and then obviously the teammates. But if you split up the teammates, you should be able to kill these enemies fast, level up fast. And to me, this might be one of the best. I just think because there's so many enemies and it's such a small map, you can kill them very quick and obviously get them to spawn. So kind of how I've leveled up the most. It's right here in Echo Swamp. But I'm not saying I didn't use the other ones like Kingston and obviously the one in Sterile Land, but this is probably my #1 spot for me. And I feel a lot of players like this spot because it's so small and you can just take out the enemies very quick. Let's get into the next two. Now this next one is going to be at the very top of the map. So if you guys aren't in endgame or near endgame, you might not have this. It's another Defend Albion resource. Now this one's in the fortress area, so it's the last section you unlock on the map, and it's right next to the spawn point, and it's this one right here. The monster levels on this one are 91, so they're a little bit more tough, so if you want a challenge, this is a good one. And obviously there's different Morphous materials that are tied to this one. This one's pretty good. I like this one because of the snow map, honestly, but again, you have the resource you have to defend in the middle, and then the enemies are gonna spawn to your left, over here in the corner. They're gonna spawn to your right over there, and then up here on the top of the hill. So you'll have on top of the hill to the left of this. So it's very easy to actually defend this one. But again, the enemies are a little bit harder. So it gives you a little bit of a challenge, especially if you get bored just doing these to level up your characters. I've also used this one on stream, but yeah, definitely a great way for you guys to level up. Now we just have one left, and this one might be my least favorite, but I've heard of people really enjoying this one because it's a little bit different than the other ones. So let's get into it. Now this one's actually going to be Neutralize the Void Experiment, and it's going to be located in Hagios. And if you look right here, it's going to be in this area up here at Starfall Road, and it's right next to Outpost. So once you go to Outpost, you go right here, it's right next to it. The enemies are level 79, and remember there are different amorphous materials tied to this one. That's a good thing about doing these different activities like this that give you a lot of XP, is you're not just farming XP, you're also farming the amorphous materials that you can open later on when you defeat bosses. And if your goal is to unlock characters without paying for them, well then these different activities are going to be something you end up doing, so why not do them while you level up new accounts or when you prestige an account. Now this one's a little bit different than the other ones, but your goal is to neutralize the Void Experiment and then obviously survive the waves. Now you need to kill the amount of Vogus it tells you to kill. Right here you see 25. As you kill them, then you can do a little bit damage on that Void Experiment, and then you just use waves and waves of it. And remember, the goal of this is really just to gain XP. And how do you do that is killing lots of enemy in a short amount of time. And with these events, they're all matchmaking. So you're always gonna have 4 people, and when they kill enemies, you get XP too. And that's why these events or these activities are really good to do when you guys are playing the First Descendants, whether you guys are leveling the same count over and over because you use a catalyst to prestige your account, or if you're just leveling a new Descendant you just unlocked. And that's what I typically do, especially because leveling Descendants, the first time you get them to 40, you know, that's a big chunk for your mastery rank. So again, guys, let me know if you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, leave a thumbs up, and hey, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, Nothing But Skills out.